Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Indie Zone. This is Kathy, and we are continuing with our discussion of court documents in the case styled as State of Idaho versus Brian C. Kohberger. In a prior episode, we discussed the fact that Mr. Kohberger had waived his right to a speedy preliminary hearing and that the court entered an order scheduling the same to occur in late June of 2023, and that in anticipation of that preliminary hearing, that Ms. Taylor, on behalf of Mr. Kohberger, filed a request for discovery. In other words, Mr. Kohberger was asking for the evidence that was set forth within that request for discovery to be turned over to him through his counsel. And you can see what that request asked for. It was filed by Ms. Taylor on January 10th, 2023. If you look further at the docket, you will see that on January 23rd, 2023, that Mr. Thompson, the prosecutor in the case, on behalf of the state of Idaho, filed a response to that first defense request for discovery. And in it, he states that comes now the state in the above titled matter and submits the following response to request for discovery, and that the state has complied and will continue to comply with such request by providing the following. And it goes on to certain documents that it states it has already provided or will provide to the defense regarding the items that were requested, presumably on January 10th. It says it's the state's response to request for discovery, and the only request for discovery that Mr. Kohberger filed, as we have stated, was on January 10th. Should Mr. Thompson have stated, I'm responding to the January 10th request for discovery? In my opinion, yes, especially when we get to talking about another document that was filed in this case regarding the state's request for discovery from Mr. Kohberger. In this response, the prosecution references an Exhibit A, and the Exhibit A refers to as follows: police reports and documents covered by ICR 16, which are in the possession of the state, have been disclosed to counsel for the defendant as of January 23rd, 2023. These materials consist of pages numbered 1 through 995, so it's 995 documents or pages of documents, photos, and audio and video. Now, why I say it would have been helpful if Mr. Thompson would have stated what he was responding to can be evaluated, in my opinion, with respect to defendant's response to plaintiff's request for discovery, which appears on the docket on January 30th, 2023, and was filed by Ms. Taylor. And it references that, Mr. Kohberger, by and through their attorney of record, hereby submits the following response to plaintiff's request for discovery. And there are several paragraphs that follow before Ms. Taylor's signature. Now, what's interesting is that I have looked at this docket multiple times, and I cannot find a single request for discovery that Mr. Thompson or anyone filed on behalf of the plaintiff that this document of January 30th, 2023 is responding to. Presumably, there should have been docketed a request for discovery signed by the plaintiff, the state of Idaho, before this date of the 30th of January for the defense to be responding to. And as we get further on in this case, we're going to find out that there's at least one other motion that the state filed under seal. So the question here is, was this discovery request filed under seal also? Was it for some reason not docketed, or is there some other reason why it does not appear on the docket? In any event, that will conclude our discussion for today. Please join us next time. Thank you.